60 years ago, it kept Berliners alive. The Berlin airlift broke the Cold War blockade imposed by the Soviet Union. And the centre of the remarkable operation was Templehof Airport, where every hour planes packed with food roared in and out. Now, Adolf Hitler's gateway to the world faces closure after a referendum to save it failed. James Spencer has a story.
It's been described as the mother of all airports. Berlin's Templehof was built in 1923, but vastly expanded by the Nazis. Its 2-kilometre-long terminal, still one of the biggest buildings in the world. In fact, it's so large, about a third of it has never even been put to use. Now, though, Berliners have voted against keeping Templehof in a referendum, but the topic has divided the city. It's Berlin's mayor who wants to close the airport down. He says Templehof's problem is its location and size. It's too small to allow jumbo jets to land and only flies to a handful of slightly obscure destinations. But observers say there's more to it than economics.
It is about politics. It is about the history of West Berlin. It is about the airlift. It's also about intellectual airlifts, and maybe also about the significance of West Berlin after German reunification.
But Templehof is one of the city's most symbolic relics. In 1948, during the Cold War, the Soviets blocked all access points to West Berlin, an attempt to starve the city into submission. The US military launched a rescue operation, and for almost a year, Berlin was supplied with food and fuel by air. At the height of the airlift, one Allied aircraft was landing at Templehof every 90 seconds. Older Berliners remember the airport as their lifeline during that period.
I actually still have a special relationship with it. Although I was still very small, I can remember that I always said bombers, bombers when the candy bombers flew over Berlin back then.
The referendum had needed 600,000 votes to pass. Now that that's failed, the mayor says he'll go ahead with plans to shut Templehof in October. Jim Spencer, Al Jazeera.